This is the Red and White Podcast with D&E. Welcome to episode 5 of the Red and White Podcast. This is the special ACC Tournament preview edition, preceded by a quick review of the Syracuse game, which went pretty well. What do you think?
Hell yeah. We actually won.
Yeah, it was surprising, wasn't it?
Nah, I thought we'd have a chance beating them at home. They kind of came out like I expected, not really interested in playing. I mean, I think they were done. I like seeing the Pack actually, get a lead and keep a lead as opposed to, Clemson game and a couple other games. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was really one of the better performances, I thought, overall. I mean, it was close early, and then we actually just picked up and ran away with it in the second half. I don't really think it was as close as the score looked.
No, they got a little sloppy in there, and I think they threw a few passes away and stuff like that. But for the most part, I mean, they played sharp. If they can keep playing like that, put a whole game together like that, it'd be a tough out.
Yeah, I think watching the game, I was looking at them. I'm thinking, man, this looks like a team that could legitimately go to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
I was talking to texted one of my friends, and he texted me. He's like, man, this looks like a top 15 team on the court. And I started thinking, I'm like, they really do. It's just they're not going to get that ranking with the previous couple of months they had.
I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand. I think you have that written down somewhere, but I might be jumping ahead here, but the Pack won 4 of its last 6 games. Is that right?
I think 5 of 6, wasn't it?
5 of 6, and Carolina lost 4 of 6, but Carolina's still 19th, and State didn't get any votes.
Their quality of, I guess they had fewer bad losses. I kind of tend to look at what's happening now as opposed to the past. I mean, the Boston College game was a disaster, and we know it, but overall, Carolina is a dumpster fire right now.
To not get any votes? I mean, it just seems strange to me.
This is the first week in a while that I've actually looked to see if we were down there, and there was just nothing. So I was kind of surprised too.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. I didn't get that at all. Thought that was strange.
It was another game though of the backcourt leading the way. I mean, it's a broken record. We're used to it, but that's the story.
I know, we were texting during the first half of the game, and Turner, was ice cold. He was, 1 for 5, 1 for 6 early on. And I just thought, oh man, here we go again. Second half, he was unconscious. I mean, he could have just thrown it behind his head. It probably would have gone in. It was unbelievable.
Let's see, he ended up, I think, 5 of 13 from 3, and I'm pretty sure that all 5, I could be wrong, but I would guess that all 5 of those were in the second half. He may have had 1 early, but he was a different player after halftime.
I think so too. He completely was. Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't know what was going on.
I know you also texted me during the game saying, "Where is aggressive Cat?" But he kind of showed up there at the end, don't you think?
He was dribbling around, and he shot a couple long jumpers. And then once it got in that rhythm in that second half, man, they were playing. It was probably about 5 minutes after I texted you that, and he started going to the rack, and he was, doing everything, hitting mid-range jumpers, pull-ups, just breaking people's ankles. I mean, it was a Cat that we need.
Yeah, he ended up, got a kind of aggressive there. Ended up with 10 points and 7 boards, 6 assists. I mean, that's a hell of a game from your point guard.
Yeah, I was satisfied with that. He really played well. That was the Cat we need.
Yeah, that one shows up, and we have Turner hitting 3, and bring on Kentucky, right? Just kidding, selection committee. I didn't mean that at all. It was a cruel joke.
Speaking of, I know I'm jumping around, but did you see that bracket that I tweeted out that had State versus Dayton in the first round?
Yeah, go to hell with that, man.
And then if we won that, we have to play Kentucky. If you win that, then we have to play the winner of Carolina and, I don't know, Georgia State or some goober team.
Yeah, that's a bunch of horse shit.
It's pretty much the worst bracket we could possibly have.
You couldn't draw it up worse. I don't know. First off, the Dayton thing is just terrible.
Yeah.
So then that does happen. Okay, well, it sucks, but what are you going to do? Oh, let's play Kentucky. And then, here's the thing. If we somehow beat Kentucky, Carolina would stomp a mud hole in our ass just because we had just beaten Kentucky.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no way around it. It would have ended horribly. I'm on the Villanova region bandwagon. I'm putting all my eggs in that basket.
Oh, we need that. We need them bad. That would be a great region to be in.
Oh, God. I mean, if we can get them in the second round, I really think that's the one we could actually beat. And then who knows what happens losing the Sweet 16, but still.
So where do you see us seated after the Syracuse game?
See, I think everything I saw before was like a 10. I would probably bump us up to that 9, which I'd really just rather not. But when you look at the way they close the season, that's got to be a boost in seeding. I'd really rather stay at that 10, or since that's not going to happen, we need to win 2 to 3 games in Greensboro to get to a 7, right. I think. I really don't want that 8-9 unless it's Villanova. Anybody else, it's not going to end well. We're going to be upset.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same bandwagon there. I think we're somewhere in the 7 to 10 range at the moment. I mean, I'd almost rather drop us to 12 so we can get that 12-5 game.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. It's just we've closed strong enough to shoot ourselves in the foot. If that's, by not being on the bubble, we're making it tougher on ourselves, which seems not fair or counterproductive, but that's just how it is. So,
do you think? I don't think the ACC tournament has any impact really in our seeding unless we win. What do you think?
I think you win 2 and have a strong third, win or lose. I think we may bump up 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Win 3, I mean, and then you're at least a 7. I don't expect to win 3 looking at it, and we'll get to that later. But first game, if we don't win 1, I want to be real upset. If we lose the first one, I'm hoping that slides us back down to a 10. So it may be better for us in the long run to lose to Pitt, but I don't think that'll happen.
I can agree there.
Couple things back to Cuse before we move on. I didn't realize that they were that good defensively, which really impressed me with the way we played.
I mean, I'm not surprised. It's the damn Syracuse matchup zone. I mean, it's what they've always played. It's what they're good at. I mean, they're big, they're long, and they know how to play that zone. And, we really don't have that many consistent deep threats. So, yeah, I mean, Syracuse started out, especially early on, they were D'ing us up hard, and it was a struggle to get baskets. But as we started playing a little faster and spreading the court a little bit more, I mean, they were cutting it up like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, it really surprised me how well we did inside. I know you can tear down a zone, but the bigs are really coming along as of late. I think there's a lot to be excited about going forward there. Except for, and I'm not saying I'm not excited about him as a player, but what the hell is going on with Kyle Washington's playing time?
I mean, he got 6 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, 6 minutes. You're right, but
it was funny. We were talking about it. Where's Kyle Washington? Kyle Washington comes in the game and immediately blocks Rakeem Christmas twice.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was bitching about was his defense, and then bam, there it is.
Yeah,
it's odd. He was a fixture to start with, and then he's just. I was surprised to see him as much as we did. Really. The game Saturday, but
I think Godfrey's been playing around with the rotation and kind of found pieces that fit. Like Freeman's taking over his minutes. Freeman doesn't look for his shot. Kyle kind of looks for his shot. We don't really need that from our bigs right now, and I kind of feel like that's why Leonard is playing more. He's doing the little things. He's playing better defense. He's scrapping a little bit more. He's smaller. But he's just, I think he's going about it the right way. I think he kind of fits into what Godfrey's trying to do.
He hustles. He's going to give 110 every time.
Right.
I mean, it's his offensive game leaves something to be desired. But I don't know anybody on the team that works as hard to rebound as Freeman. I really don't.
Yeah.
To cap that though, how about that Stotts Battle 3?
That was awesome. That was so awesome.
Like they thought they passed it out, and I'm like, oh, it's this would be cool if it went in. I didn't actually expect it to go in, and then bam, place goes wild.
Yeah, it was money. It was like you couldn't script it any better for him.
Oh, absolutely not.
That was awesome.
I mean, I really don't know anything else about the Syracuse game. Do you have anything else?
I guess the one thing we should probably talk about is Dez Lee. I know there were quite a few people who were upset that he didn't necessarily get the proper, I don't know what the word for it is, send-off or ovation he deserved, or they felt he deserved. He got some playing time in the first half, so he played in that game. He didn't start, that's the whole thing. And you don't put him in at the end with the walk-ons. And I think that's kind of what people are wanting him. Put him in, give him a few minutes, so then he can come off and have his moment. But I don't think you do that. He's a regular rotation guy. You don't put him in at the end of the game like that. I think it's kind of a disservice to him. And by all accounts, he was a blubbering mess. He was emotional his last game, and I don't even know if he would have wanted to go in at that point. He's going to play again. He's going to play in the ACC tournament. He's going to play in the NCAA tournament. Stotts Battle, he's not going to play. So I don't think it's too big of a deal. It really got bent out of shape, I think, with the instant reaction with put Dez, Dez should have played. That was wrong. Kind of felt like people were looking for something to complain about.
I agree. There are a couple of things I'm not sure of. One, was he emotional before he found out he wasn't going in? Do you know if that's the case or not?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows. I don't think he's got any remorse for Godfrey. I guess that's the word. Or I don't know.
My thing is, it would have been nice for him to go in, get his curtain call. The thing is, I would rather the coach worry about the game itself than trying to balance, well, I got to get this player in before I get the walk-ons in, so I've got to factor in time to get him some playing time, get him off the court, then get these guys who aren't going to play anymore in. I think it's I don't know, and this sounds bad. I don't mean this in a bad way, but Dez Lee wasn't here 4 years. He transferred. I think he's a great player, team player, loves the school, but you've got some of these like him in Battle. Okay, Battle rode the bench, didn't have to, but came here because he wanted to come to school here to start with. He got his time, and like you said, we'll use Dez this week. His time isn't done, but if you see Brickhouse in the game one more time, well, it's definitely a good thing if he plays. But I think I'm like you. It got bent out of shape. It would have been nice to see him in, and did he deserve to get in? Yeah, it would have been cool. He's paid his dues. He's given stuff to the program, but.
See, as a State fan, that's what we do. We pick on the little things because it wasn't perfect. But you got to appreciate we just beat Cuse at home. I mean, for me, I'd much rather win the game. If we would have won without Ralston Turner, fine. We can win without Ralston Turner. I think I've been okay with it because I want to win, and I think Godfrey's at a time right now with a young team where he's trying to find the chemistry. He's trying to find that 5-6 players that fit and that can get where he wants to go. That can make a run in the ACC tournament, can make a run in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And you can put Dez in, give him some minutes, but I don't know if you want to mess with that chemistry in the second half. They're playing so well. You could put Dez in, but at the same time, I like just going, I just want to go full speed ahead. I want to keep playing well and not have to worry about it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be upset. Like you said, we beat Cuse at home. It would have been nice to get him time, but I got bigger fish to fry. I was more worried about the win, and I'm pretty sure Gottfried was too, and that's why it happened that way.
Yeah, it reminds me back to, I don't remember what year it was, but Tim Wells' senior year, and he didn't start when Herb Sendek didn't start him. I don't even know if he played that game, but I remember the outrage. Oh, you didn't start Tim Wells on his senior night. I don't care. I'd rather win. And I understand. I've been in school. I understand what the emotion is on your last day and all that stuff. But in the end, I mean, these guys got to win games. That's what they get paid for.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's not as big a deal for me. I don't think.
Not me either. Good. It would have been a good story, but at the end, the W is the story for me. So.
Yeah, it's a feel-good story. You could, put all these guys in for 30 seconds if you really wanted to. I think that's just kind of
It's more insulting.
I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of a cheap shot. I don't know. I think those guys would all rather win than play and lose.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I just thought we should at least touch on it since it was definitely an issue.
Oh, Twitter was a fire. So,
yeah.
Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our tournament preview. All right, welcome back to part 2. Looking now at the ACC Tournament coming up. Best time of year for me. I don't know about you.
I mean, who doesn't love the tournament?
It's never as good as it is or was back in the day, though, when you're in school and every day you see the teacher wheel the card in. And
oh, dude, that was the best. That was the best. We were in middle school and they would, bring the giant CRT TV in on the cart just so you could watch the games, and everybody knew it was going to happen.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. I can't think of better times. I mean, even going back to elementary school, it's even when we're 6 and 7, we're taught to hate Carolina or go to hell Duke kind of thing, But yeah, people that aren't from this part of the country just don't understand what it's about.
And that's the weirdest thing, man. You used to watch the game in class in middle school? Like, yeah, dude,
I can't imagine not watching it.
Yeah. But, of course, then it was only the Thursday playing game and then the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now the dang thing starts on Tuesday.
Back in my day.
That's right. Oh, God. I'm officially that guy.
I am too. Expansion can go to hell. But anyway. So, what do you think about our draw, man? The 7.
I was hoping we could get that 6, but Miami just steamrolled Virginia Tech, and that kind of took it out of there. But I like the 7. We can beat Pitt. We've already beaten Duke before, though they're playing a lot better now. I think it's a good draw for us.
I would much rather be on the bottom half than the top, and I think we can get by Pitt. Really looking at it, though, I'm not sure we can beat Duke 2 times in the same year. Everybody can hate me all you want, but like you said, Duke's playing a lot better. We're playing better too, but tell me a year that we've beaten Duke twice.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough one. But I think, at that point, at least you lost to Duke and you didn't lose in the early round to, Georgia Tech or some jabroni school we shouldn't lose to, and then bumps our seeding down a little bit. A loss to Duke, it's not gonna hurt us in the NCAA tournament view, I don't think.
No, not at all. I still want to see us win an ACC title. What are you gonna do? It's just not something that I would love to see it, but I don't expect it.
It's tough. This year the league's so balanced. I think anybody 1 through 7 can win this thing, and I honestly believe it. We know Roy hates it, so I don't think Carolina will win. Louisville's not playing that great, so I'm going to say Virginia, Duke, Notre Dame, Miami, or us could win this thing. I think anybody can win it.
Yeah, I really think that Virginia, they're running into a lot of bad luck. I can't see them pulling it out.
Yeah, but they don't have to play. I mean, who they have to play if they get to the semifinals? Louisville or Carolina, maybe? I mean,
yeah, my little mock bracket that I've done, I've got Louisville beating Virginia. Just appendicitis, man. You can't fight a ruptured appendix. They're screwed.
They've been winning without him.
But who have they played without him though?
That's true.
I mean, Louisville's tanked. I mean, we killed them, I think, but I just quick run through. Let's see. This is the extent of our tournament preview, by the way. We'll start on Tuesday, first round, 1 o'clock. Boston College, Georgia Tech. What you got?
BC. BC's playing actually pretty well right now.
What have they won? 3 in a row, I think?
Yeah.
We lit their fire, I think.
We were kingmakers. Kingmakers.
After the games, too, and then the weeks to come.
That's right.
I would go BC as well there. Georgia Tech's putrid. I mean,
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
The exciting and just crazy to watch 3 o'clock game has Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. What do you think?
I'll go with Wake Forest there. They're not playing too bad, but again, I think Virginia Tech's just garbage. Sorry, Hokie Smash. Virginia Tech sucks.
Say what?
I said I apologize to Matt, Hokie Smash. Because Virginia Tech is terrible.
They'll get there. I mean, I think I've talked about it before. They got the coach. It's just going to take a bit because they were in the dumpster. Wake's not much better right now. They played well. Hell, they beat us. But I think Wake's going to send VT home early. They don't seem to have it right now.
No.
Second round, Wednesday at noon, Clemson and Florida State.
I guess this is a coin flip, but I probably go Clemson. I think they're playing a little better right now.
I debated on that one. Like you said, Clemson's playing better. I still think Florida State, for some reason, it's an 8-9 game. It doesn't really, you can't pick it.
Did you see the highlights of Raton May's 35 points in 4 minutes?
Yeah, that was unreal, man.
That was unbelievable.
I mean, I used to do stuff like that back in school, but I don't do it so much anymore. I got a bad knee now, and I got a little heavy, but so all right. So we split there. That's the first one that we've disagreed on. Next, we both picked BC against Carolina.
Yeah, I think Carolina's going to win, just because they're better than Boston College.
Yeah, I would agree there.
Deep analysis there.
Yeah, I'm going to cut that one short because I'm not going to give Carolina compliments, but I picked them as well.
Yeah.
The 7 o'clock game is NC State and Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think we both agreed we should beat Pitt. I think we're actually a 4-point favorite. So that lines up for us.
4 seems kind of low, man.
I don't know. I think it's ACC Tournament. I don't think the spreads will be very high.
Game 6, we both have, let's see, Wake against Miami.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Miami's going to roll that one.
Yeah, absolutely. The only team that I'm confident in picking Wake over is Virginia Tech. So,
Absolutely.
So we got Miami. And then we're to the quarterfinals on Thursday. Virginia against our splits here. You have Clemson.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think we both think Virginia's going on.
Oh, yeah. I'll do the same. Virginia over Florida State. And the 2 o'clock game, Louisville and Carolina.
I think Louisville beats Carolina.
As do I.
Yeah, Carolina's playing terrible, and they're not set up for the ACC tournament. They never are.
They're not set up for any tournament, man.
That's right. Screw them.
They're really bad right now. Anyway, let's see. Duke and State.
I mean, you're on record. You say you think Duke's going to win that game. I think we got a fighter's chance here, which is probably the kiss of death. So I'm going to pick Duke.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. But there again, like you said,
the key to that game is going to be, does State hold Okafor to like 2 points or whatever he had against us last time? He was virtually not there last time.
And see, the thing there, you look at it, our bigs are playing better now.
Yeah.
So by logic, they should, which means he'll go for like 20 and 13.
Yeah, that's the problem there.
I mean, the potential, would I be surprised if we beat them? Absolutely not. Am I thinking, hey, Evan, you want to go to Greensboro on Thursday? Yeah, possibly. But I'm not going to say that until Wednesday night happens.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we won. But at the same time, I just can't see us beating Duke twice. I really can't.
Right, I wouldn't expect it.
No. 9 o'clock game. We have Notre Dame and Miami.
I think Notre Dame wins. I don't know how they keep winning, but they do. I don't really think they're that great of a team, but man, they're winning.
I think it comes to an end here. I think Miami can beat them.
All right.
I really don't think Notre Dame's good. Like, I'm like you. I don't understand.
I don't know
how it keeps happening. We should have beat them. There's no way. It's just luck of the Irish, right?
It must be.
Yeah, I think Miami gets them. I think Tilde pulls the upset.
I think he's a great coach for what it's worth.
Oh, he is. He's fantastic.
He's a really good coach.
Yeah. So that puts us in the semis, and we've both got UVA and Louisville.
Yeah. I'm going UVA. I don't think Louisville's good enough.
All right. And here's where we split. I got Louisville. I just think ruptured appendix. There's so much that they've just been dropping. Louisville's not playing well either, but I don't like him, but Rick Pitino is fantastic. The stuff he got teams to do in the Big East tournament,
Yeah.
I think they pull one out there. And then we've got Duke and a split of Notre Dame and Miami.
I think Duke wins whoever they're playing.
Yeah. Duke, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
And that puts us on Saturday with our split against Duke.
I don't want to pick Duke to win the ACC tournament, so I'm going to pick Virginia, but I think Duke has got a good shot. I think they're playing pretty well right now. But I really like the way Virginia's playing defense, and I just think they just keep winning. Duke got hot when they played them in Charlottesville. They were shooting lights out. I don't know if they'll do that again, but we'll see. So I think Duke, Virginia. I'm going to pick Virginia.
See, I think Duke gets it. I really do.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I don't want to pick that, but they're ranked, I think, number 2 right now, or is it in both polls, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And they're playing like it.
Yeah.
They finally are. Say what you want. We went to Chapel Hill and won, but Duke going to Carolina, and they whipped them the second half. It was close, but you knew that you could see so many shots, and you're like, well, that's a dagger. That's a dagger. They kept fighting back. If they're on from 3, it's over quick, and I think they can win without being on for 3. So I would go Duke winning the title there as well.
Yeah, unfortunately. Well, I think that's it for the bracket, or for the ACC tournament at least. I do have a couple other things I think we should talk about, because I always like to interject random football talk into our podcast.
Well, we gotta talk about football. You just can't not.
And this is more. Let me get your opinion on this first. So Athlon Sports put out a link, and it was top 15 ACC players coming into next year. Now, would you put Jacoby on that list?
I would really put Jacoby and Shad on that list.
Okay, where would you put Jacoby?
That's tough. It's top 15 of all players, right?
Well, I can give you quarterbacks. Just give me quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks, I think he's top 2, 3 at worst.
Okay, so he is 5th on this list. He's 12th overall, but he's 5th on the list behind Deshaun Watson. 5th of quarterbacks: Deshaun Watson, Justin Thomas, Georgia Tech, Marquise Williams, and Brad freaking Kaya from Miami.
I can see Deshaun Watson being
right. Assuming he comes back healthy, he's fantastic.
Thomas and Jacoby, I kind of even out though. I think that's a toss up for 2. Marquise has been anointed since he got there. I don't even know who Brad Kaya is. It's a cool sounding name, I guess, but I couldn't tell you anything about him.
He just throws deep balls. He just chucks them down the sideline.
I don't pay attention to Miami anymore. It's a joke. It really is. I'm sorry, but I don't know. No, I'm not getting into that. They're the North Carolina of football. Always getting talk, but they shouldn't be ranked where they are right now, but they're still ranked. That's my opinion of Miami. Jacoby's just not going to get respect because of who he plays for. That's all there is to it.
I know, and I just can't believe it in my head. Like, there's 2 players from Pitt in the top 4, and they're both good. Connor and Boyd. I mean, they're good players. But man,
how does Pitt get recognition though?
I know they're terrible.
Well,
Coastal, I guess that's my only explanation. Is Coastal.
Yeah, well, imagine Jacoby there.
Yeah, right. With those 2 weapons, apparently they'd be unbeatable.
Good Lord. Oh, absolutely. World beaters.
They also have a list of 6 players to watch in the spring. How many Wolfpackers you think are on there?
If I'm going by logic, I want to say 0.
0, not 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, like you said, Shad, somebody's got to pay attention to him, right?
One would think there's no reason he shouldn't blow up. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
I mean, I don't even know half these names on there. The only one I know is the tight end from Wake Forest. But you're going to tell me you need to pay attention to Sergne as opposed to Shad?
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Who's that? Who is that?
I don't know. Cam, I can't even pronounce his name. Sergne?
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, why not?
Right?
Yeah.
Whatever. All right. So my last link here is, so Tom O'Brien wants to be on the football playoff selection committee. So yeah.
I really don't think he'd be bad at it.
I think he would be fine at it because he's very logical. I don't think he's going to get emotion into it. But let me read you this quote. It says, "Certainly I'd be flattered to be considered, but who knows where it will go," O'Brien said. "I think it's a thing that's a long way off. Nothing that would happen for years. It's not like it's on the near horizon. I would be interested, but I'm interested in a lot of things. And nothing."
Dash Aristotle.
I mean, only Tom O'Brien would say, "I'm interested in a lot of things and nothing."
No, that's deep. I mean, that makes me want to give a bunch of stuff to Toys for Tots. But
I mean, are you kidding me? That's such a Tom O'Brien quote. I had to read it. I thought it was perfect.
I mean, it's either selection committee or the UNC job, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys. But yeah, that's a quote that you could just see attributed to a lot of philosophical people there.
I mean, I just thought that was perfect. That's just typical Tom O'Brien. I think he'd be fine at it. He's, that kind of guy. I don't think he's going to hold any grudges against anybody.
No,
but
I that's like thinking about it. Really thinking about it. I think he'd be like, that's exactly the kind of person you would want on it, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I thought that was just a perfect quote. I had to share that.
Well, I appreciate that. Everyone else does as well.
Yeah,
they like those kind of things, or nothing, but
or don't.
Yeah. Anyway, you have anything else, man?
No, that's it. Keep the calls coming. 919-766-0096. We might have a website soon in case you wanted to read our ramblings, or I don't know what's going to go on there, but yeah.
Boobies.
Yeah, or a lot of boobies.
Just kidding. But yeah, that's it for me, man. So we'll maybe get something midweek after the Pitt game, and other than that, go Pack.
Sounds like a plan. Go Pack.